So we've been talking about tools we can use to help us in our web service development. We looked at SOAP UI, a really good tool to test SOAP web services in the previous tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about one other tool, which is really handy in the sense that it actually comes with Eclipse itself. You don't have to install or download anything. It's already there in Eclipse. To get to this tool, just click on this button over here, which says Launch the Web Services Explorer. If you don't see this button, to go to the window menu and customize perspective. And here you should have this thing checked, Launch the Web Services Explorer. So it'll be in the toolbar visibility tab. Once you have this checked, you should see this button here. Just click on it and you can launch the Web Services Explorer. So what does the Web Services Explorer do? True to its name, lets us explore web services. So there's this navigator panel over here, and it says UDDI main. What we actually need to do here is go to one of these buttons over here. Yeah, this one, which says the WSDL page. Right? When you hover over this button, it says WSDL page. So click on that, and you have a new navigator tab which says WSDL main. Right? This is what we want. Click. And it shows open WSDL. So I can actually open a WSDL URL to explore. So I'm going to paste my TestSmart catalog service WSDL URL and hit go. Now notice that it actually shows the service, it shows the port, and I can expand this and it shows us the individual operations. So I have the operations here as well. And this is the endpoint, right? It shows basically details about the web service. So if you want to test an operation, let's say I want to test this get products v2. So I just click on it. And now I can actually send an input argument. Now arg0 is the only input argument I can send. It's not very intuitive that this is actually input argument, but you see here there is an add button. So I can click on it and I can add an argument that I can send to the web service. So I enter this argument, and I press go, and here at the bottom you see there is a response which says this is the product. All these output values are actually shown over here. Okay, so I can test some other operation. Let's try fetch categories. Now fetch categories does not take any inputs, so I just hit go, and in the body, you see the response is over here. So for simple testing, you don't really need SOAP UI, right? The facility is already available in Eclipse. Now, the WSDL itself is available over here. And what I can do here is import WSDL to Workbench, right? I want to import this WSDL. I can give it a name. I'll call this TestSmart catalog service.WSDL. And here I can choose which project I need to import the WSDL to. I'm going to import it to the TestSmart project that I already have. And I click go. Now it says that the WSDL has been successfully imported. Now, if you go to the Project Explorer tab, you see there is this WSDL file that you've just imported. So double click on it. And you can see the Eclipse WSDL plugin rendering the WSDL in a nice format. It's a graphical format of rendering the WSDL. A lot of things in the WSDL that we've already learned are very clear over here. So you can see that there is a service. The service has a port, and then you see all these individual operations. I can click on them and see the input and the output. For the input, I can click and I can see the types over here. So you see there are different operations and different types. So I can narrow down to each type, and basically I can browse the WSDL graphically, right? So we have seen the WSDL in an XML format. Here I'm actually doing a graphical browsing of the same WSDL. So it's handy to see, if the WSDL is fairly complicated, it's actually easy to browse through the WSDL and see the different operations and the types over here. So these are a couple of tools that come with Eclipse. They're very handy when you're working with large WSDLs which have a lot of XML content. So you can actually browse through them fairly easy. And the first tool that I showed you is a way to send simple requests and examine the response without having to install any external tool like SoapUI or anything of that sort. So I hope these tools are handy, and I would definitely encourage you to explore them a bit more. Again, as with the SoapUI, there are a few more advanced things you can do with these tools. To be honest, I haven't used them in a whole lot of detail, but I'm sure once you explore it, you're sure to find a whole lot of ways in which it makes your workflow easier. So again, I hope this helps, and I hope you enjoy exploring them. Thanks for watching.